Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Gainesville. My name is Anna, and I will be your worship associate this morning. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a 42-year-old white woman with shoulder-length dark brown hair, some of which is transitioning to silver. And today I'm wearing a purple mountain camp t-shirt, a dark blue skirt covered in pink and white flowers, and light blue sneakers. I would like to extend a special welcome to everyone joining us online, including those from our sibling church in Valdosta, Georgia, and those tuning in from Stark, Palatka, Nature Coast, and beyond. If the folks online today can please have a little grace with us, we are down a camera operator in the AV booth, and we're only able to project a widescreen shot online and not able to share the slides. As we gather here today, we honor the Timucua, Seminole, and all other Native people who lived on this land and cared for it long before us. After the service this morning, we invite you to stay for our coffee hour, where drinks and refreshments will be served, and that is through the doors at the back of the sanctuary and to your right in our Phillips Social Hall. If you are a visitor, please feel free to stop by our welcome table with the green tablecloth in the social hall during coffee hour. Our welcome team would love to tell you more about Unitarian Universalism and this congregation. Today, we will be celebrating our annual flower communion. And, as I believe our former beloved minister, Reverend Christie, called it, keeping in mind I'm not sure if I'm remembering the exact wording, Gender Nonspecific Parent Appreciation Day Part 1. And now, please take a deep breath and settle in as we begin our worship together. And I would like to welcome Sue Boone forward to light our chalice. Our chalice lighting words today are titled "Within the Heart of the Flower" by Amy Zucker Morgenstern. Within the heart of the flower, the fountain of beauty. Within the heart of the community, a fire that warms and dances. Within the heart of each of us, a spark of the spirit of life. Holy, holy, holy.
Good morning. I'm Erin Parrish. I use she, they pronouns. I'm a short, white, cisgendered woman with short brown hair with some silver threads in it. I'm in my late 60s. I'm wearing a dark red shirt, white pants, and black shoes. Today we gather not only as individuals, but as a living bouquet, each of us unique in color, shape, and fragrance, yet together creating something far more beautiful than we could alone. Flower communion is a celebration of diversity, unity, and the sacred beauty found in every person. Just as no two flowers are exactly alike, no two lives are the same, and yet each is essential to the garden we share. As you came in today, you placed your flower in one of the vases. May it remind you of your own gifts, the kindness you offer, the wisdom you share, the joy you bring. And at the end of the service, when you take a different flower, may it remind you that we are nourished by one another's presence, stories, and love. Let us open our hearts to the colors of compassion, the fragrance of friendship, and the roots of community that hold us together. Welcome to the celebration of beauty, belonging, and the blossoming of the human spirit. Let us worship together. Please join us as you are willing and able to sing in the gray hymnal number 76 for the flower about our feet.
Each week, we invite you to write what is in your heart in the book that is usually by the doors of the sanctuary, this book here. Our first joy today is our visitors. We would like to welcome Dione, Carla, and Jen. We're glad you're here with us. We hope you'll stay for coffee hour. And we have quite a few entries in the book today. First, a joy from David Wilcom. I enjoyed attending the Veterans for Peace poetry contest and hearing our young people express their feelings in these difficult times. From Patrice Roth, my mom is in hospice and is now in a coma. She is in the process of transitioning. Her name is Angelina Hubert. Thankfully, I am not alone, so we will be a family going through the process together, and that is a tremendous blessing. Faith Reidenbach writes, my joy is that after years of dealing with landlords, the Pride Center has purchased its own building. Yeah, we can clap, yeah. It's at 1204 Northwest 10th Ave, behind the Office Depot on 13th Street. We ask for continued support from UUFG. It's a big step. Jane writes, today I'm wearing a t-shirt that reads, a semicolon is used when a sentence could have been ended but wasn't. Your story isn't over. This shirt is about suicide awareness. In the USA, there are over 1,600 suicides daily. I'm reminded to be aware of my friends when they're having a hard time in life. I let them know I'm available for them. Nancy Parkinson writes, thank you for all the help you gave me yesterday at the poetry reading. Everyone loved the punch and cookies after enjoying all the talented children from grade 1 to grade 12. And this one is unsigned. Today's anthem is a delight. I am grateful to Al Tweedy. Happy birthday, Al. Jonathan Carone writes, my wife had her last concert at the UF Auditorium. Retirement, I can't read the next word, has finally come? Yes. And the 7-day work weeks end. Congratulations, my love. A great joy. And then a couple more that are unsigned. Thank you, Jonathan, for inviting us to an ensemble concert. What a joy. And thoughts, prayers, well wishes for my friend Matt Moore and Christabel Moore, his 15-year-old daughter. Christabel was kidnapped 10 days ago. She was recovered 3 days ago. Prayers for family healing. We all carry joys and concerns, and some we may not speak out loud or write in the book, but hold in our hearts. For these unspoken joys and concerns, I invite you to come forward during this time of meditation and reflection and drop a stone in our communal water bowl. If you don't feel comfortable coming up, you are welcome to have someone else drop a stone for you. Let the water represent the love and support of this church community for all who are gathered. Jim Wright with our care team will drop 2 stones at the end for joys and concerns of those joining us online.
Morning. My name is James Chase, and I am the Director of Lifespan Faith Development here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Gainesville. Before I start my visual description, I want to invite our kids to come forward, and I'm actually going to go ahead and take a seat. And I know that this might hide me from the cameras, but that's what the visual description is for, so you'll find out about what I'm wearing in just a moment. Anyone who wants to come forward and take a seat in front of me today, we're actually going to stay on the ground. Rowan, we're going to stay on the ground right here, okay? So you can come take a seat, and I will sit with you. Okay, that'll work, actually. And we're going to start by saying, everybody stay right here, because there needs to be room for everybody. I'm going to start by saying what I'm wearing. And the reason why we choose to do this is because literally right now I'm hidden from about half of the congregation. And also sometimes people online might not be able to see me. And that's okay, because I'm going to tell you what I'm wearing. Today I am a white, medium-sized person, which is every day. That one does not change on a day-to-day basis. And I have curly hair, and sometimes that one does change because I cut my hair short. But today it's kind of getting longer than it ever usually does. I'm wearing glasses, and today I am wearing a long dress that is kind of a pink color, like a coral color, and it's got flowers all over it because it's flower communion. And over top of it, I'm wearing a very soft, flowy red shrug. And those clothes don't match with what my voice sounds like entirely, and those clothes don't match with what my body looks like entirely. And part of that is because I am non-binary. I don't feel all the way like a boy, and I don't feel all the way like a girl, and that's just a true thing about me. So sometimes I wear very masculine clothes, and sometimes I wear very feminine clothes, and that's just the way that I like to live in this world. And I always feel really grateful that this world is big enough for people to live in any kind of way that they want to. So, that I'm done with our visual description, we're going to get started with our moment for all ages. Does anyone notice anything in here that is not usually in here? I want hands. Oh, can you put your hand up? Shea. There's flowers all over this table. There are so many beautiful flowers. Do you guys remember, does anyone here remember flowers being here before? No? Okay. What about you? It's the flower communion. We did this exact same thing last year, right around Mother's Day. This is something that we do almost every year in May, and it's a ritual that we do as Unitarian Universalists, and it's kind of like a holiday, but it's more of just a ritual day. Today is also going to be celebrated by people who are pagan as Beltane, which is a celebration of spring, and it's also Mother's Day. So that's 3 big things. Did anyone here do anything for Mother's Day? Yeah? Anybody else? Anyone do anything for Mother's Day? I see some hands. Okay, Mother Day or gender non-specific parental celebration day, one of those, yeah. So I see some hands, and that's really cool. So one thing about being Unitarian Universalists is that when there are things that are similar but not quite the same, we always try to find what is similar about all of them. We're always looking for the truths underneath the stories, which is kind of one of my favorite things to do, actually. So, what is in common between mother, what we think about when we think about mothers, and spring, and flowers, hold on, and spring celebrations, and flowers? Can somebody put up their hand if they have a thought? Shea, what do you think? Mother's Day is all about those things. What about you, Veronica? Comfort. Ooh. Comfort is a good thought. I want to follow that thought a little bit further, Rowan. Hold on. So when we think about mothers, we think about comfort, but do only girls make people comfortable? I hope not. I hope some of these boys in this room know how to help people feel comfortable. Do flowers help us to feel comfortable? Yeah. I'm looking at these flowers right now, and they are so lovely. I want to just take a second to look at these pretty flowers, and if you want, you can close your eyes and smell them. I don't know if you can smell them all the way back there, but I can smell these flowers right here. How do they smell? Rowan, how do they smell? We're not going to go back. We're going to keep forward. Do you want to tell me how they smell?
They smell good. No,
They kind of smell like carrots. That makes me feel comfortable. Yeah, Mary says they do smell like carrots. Like some carrot soup smell. That's really great. I love that. So today we're going to take just a second because this world has not been the most comfortable place lately. I don't know about you guys, but with school wrapping up and routines changing and all of the big stuff happening, this world has not been the most comfortable place in the world. And it's okay for that to be true. But for that to be true and for us to keep wanting to live in it and keep having fun, sometimes we have to let things be comfortable too. So for our moment for all ages today, everybody take just one comfortable breath as deep in your body as you want. Pay attention to where your toes are. Wiggle your toes in your shoes if you're wearing shoes, or against the ground if you're not wearing shoes. Feel where your clothes are comfortable on your body. Smell the air, and if your allergies are not getting in the way, try to smell the beautiful smell of the flowers. And when you open your eyes, just look at the colors of these flowers on the table. And feel how those colors make you feel in your body. We're going to take just 1 second to look at the flowers. And then, as we feel safe and comfortable in our bodies, I'm going to transition into our children's flower communion because they're going to pick their flowers before anybody else. And so we're going to stand you guys up. And from littlest to biggest, we're going to come up to this table. You're big, so you go to the back. Can you go stand by your mom? And Mary, you're pretty little, so you're going to stand up here. You and Shea and Zach. I think, Zach, you get to pick first. And Riker might get to pick first. Riker, do you want to come forward and pick your flower? So I'm going to read this blessing, which is a short one. It says, "May this flower remind you that you are nurtured and loved. May it remind you that you are a miracle growing in your own beautiful way." So you can go stand in the back with Teacher Katie. And now, Mary, do you want to come choose your flower? And I might be a little out of order, but there are so many flowers, it'll be okay. Oh, thank you for choosing that beautiful flower, Mary. You chose pink because you love pink. And now, Shea, what flower do you want to pick? And if they're out of a big vase, let's get a grown up, okay? Zach, do you want to choose a flower too while Shea is choosing? We're going to wait just a second more. Oh, Zach found a really beautiful one in that bouquet. Now, Allie, would you help him get that one out? Thank you so much for your help there. Is that, okay, now I heard you said you want a sunflower. Here, Rowan. Oh, that's a beautiful one. Go ahead, Rowan. Here, I'll come get it with you. Hold on 1 second, Remy. You're feeling worried about that. Yeah.
I don't like this feeling. Is it supposed to be?
That feels just like that. Yep, that's okay. All right. When you have your flower, go ahead and walk to the back with Teacher Katie. Can you choose? And while you're waiting, put your eyes forward and see which one you might want to choose. Go ahead. Here you go, Remy. Okay, Remy's going to wait a second. Do you want to pick one, Savannah? Yeah. Okay. Everybody can go ahead and choose their flower and then head on to the back. And then when everybody has chosen one, Veronica, do you want to come choose one? Veronica doesn't want to, and that's okay. When everybody's picked a flower, we're going to head to the back and we're going to sing our kids out with our favorite song, which is This Little Light of Mine. Beautiful. There we go. Oh, those two go together. They're taped. All right. Pick one more, and then we're ready to go. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the service.
So for today's reading, I adapted this reading a little bit and changed some words. So I'm just going to explain that real quick and then do the reading. So although this reading in its original form did mention people of all or any genders twice, it also contained a lot of gendered language, and I have chosen to change the word women to the word people in my reading of it. And I've also added "and parent" after mother in a couple of places. And I did this to uphold our UU value of being open and welcoming to people of all gender identities. The reading is titled May Means Mother's Day by Katie Lee Crane. May means Mother's Day. I'm going to trust Hallmark and parents and 6-year-olds and grown-up kids to honor the mothers and parents among us as they deserve to be honored, with brass bands, flags flying, breakfast in bed, and kitchens cleaned up afterwards. I wish for those mothers and parents a memorable day full of love and laughter. Sadly, I don't trust Hallmark to remember the feelings of the people who don't fit Mother's Day in quite the same wonderful way. There are no cards on the rack for the people who gave up children for adoption, perhaps never to see them again. No cards for the people who face the painful and difficult choice to end a pregnancy. No cards for people who desperately want to conceive and bear children and cannot. No cards for people who have lost children of any age, or for the people whose children have abandoned them in anger. There is little consolation for them on a day so full of motherhood. Every year when Mother's Day rolls around, I wish there were just a little less hype about traditional motherhood and a little more acknowledgement of not so traditional mothers and parents in our midst. People who come in all colors, shapes, sizes, genders, and ages. And more than anything, I wish there were a lot more empathy for those who suffer, because as mothers are being honored, they don't fit in quite the same wonderful way. Let us honor all on this day: people who conceived, people who bore, people who reared, people who lost, people who let go, people who made different choices, and people of any gender who mother and parent. Happy day. May each of you know your worth to all of us. Our words for our invitation to generosity are titled A Greater Good for Ourselves and Our World by Kayla Parker. We know that our financial contributions to this congregation come from sacrifice and hard work. We are so grateful for this and commit together to ensure the funds we gather collectively do a greater good for ourselves and our world than they could have done alone. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope. You may donate to the offering by placing money or checks in the baskets as the ushers pass them among you in a few moments, or you can donate digitally by visiting our church website or using the QR code on the screens. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received.
Flower communion begins in Prague, Czechoslovakia in June of 1923 with a Unitarian minister named Norbert Čapek. The city of Prague was in turmoil as it tried to recover from World War I. Czechs had traditionally been staunch supporters of religious freedom, but during many years of German rule, they had been forced to practice Catholicism. The people of Prague, embracing their new freedom, were trying to rebuild their community, but they were faced with widespread hunger and were lacking necessities such as warm clothes. Reverend Čapek was a minister of a new and growing Unitarian church in town. He was known for his uplifting hymns and welcoming community. Čapek knew that during these hard times, people needed something even more special. He wanted a religious ritual that would bind his diverse community of people together in hope and care. He knew the traditional communion service of the local Catholic Church would not be comforting to many of his parishioners, some of whom had felt let down by what they saw as corruption in the powerful Catholic leadership. But what kind of ritual would work? What kind of ritual could he create to help his community, healing the wounds and unifying the people? Reverend Čapek looked to the beauty of nature to find a solution. For this special ritual, he asked everyone to bring a flower to church. It could be from a cultivated garden, or it could be a wild flower from the side of the road. Even a twig and a leaf would be fine. As people entered the church, their flowers were collected in a large vase. Women in the congregation arranged all the flowers into a beautiful bouquet. At a special point in the service, the children brought the truly spectacular bouquet forward. The flowers were consecrated with prayers and hymns written by Reverend Čapek. At the end of the service, everyone was invited to take home a flower. But they were to take home a different flower than the one they brought. And they were to take the flowers just as they came, without regard for where they came from or who had brought them. This was the first service of what came to be called Flower Communion. Reverend Čapek wanted the diverse flowers in his communion service to symbolize people. Many different flowers can make a beautiful bouquet, and many different people can make a community. All have value, and all are important. The service was very successful, touching many people deeply. It became a church tradition. This story also has a sad part. Hitler's troops began to occupy Prague in 1939 and 1940. And by 1940, the Prague Unitarian Church was under surveillance of the Gestapo. Reverend Čapek and his Unitarian Church were not popular with the Nazis. Nazi court records state that Čapek was too dangerous to the Reich for him to be allowed to live. In 1942, Norbert Čapek was taken to the Dachau concentration camp and died in the gas chambers. Reverend Čapek was a good minister to the very end. He was a kind presence to those in the camp with him, and when he could, he wrote home letters of encouragement to Unitarians in Prague. We Unitarian Universalists, like so many other religious groups, have religious martyrs who died for their faith. We count Čapek as one of our heroes, not because he died, but because he was willing to stand up for what is right and true. Čapek shows us an example of courage to speak the truth of love. Čapek's Flower Communion service has made a permanent difference in our faith. In 1939, Mája Čapek, Norbert Čapek's wife and a minister herself, brought the Flower Communion service to the United States. It has been celebrated in Unitarian churches all over the continent ever since. Norbert Čapek may have died, but his touching ritual and his strong belief in affirming and celebrating the importance of everyone lives on today. Čapek's message lives on in this very service as we celebrate our Flower Communion. We're now going to consecrate our flowers, and you should have a copy of the responsive reading, and it will be up on the slides also. You will read the italicized. These flowers we see before us, they come in many shades and colors.
They come in many sizes and shapes.
They carry different scents. Some have no scent at all.
Yet all were created by the same miracle.
The miracle that these blossoms grow every year out of the divine mixing of water soil, and sunshine. To be reminded that all of us have value and all have a place in the beauty of the world. We come to be a part of something greater than ourselves. So now, as Jane plays music, I invite you to come forward and choose a flower to take home. Even if you did not bring a flower today, you are invited to come up and choose one. And you can ask someone to pick a flower for you if you would rather not come up yourself. Please come forward.
I invite you to join in body or spirit to sing our closing hymn, hymn number 177 in the gray hymnal, Sakura. And we will be singing verse 1, the alternate text at the bottom for verse 1. And now will Sue Boone please come forward to extinguish our chalice? And please join me in saying our chalice extinguishing words together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please be seated.
Before the closing words, I want to let you know about a special postlude. Every week, the choir sings a verse of the last hymn as we leave the service. But since the last hymn was about cherry blossoms, they were inspired to sing the postlude in Japanese. We are so lucky to have such a talented choir director and accompanist. So now our closing words. Take with you the colors of this day. Take with you the reminder that every person is a gift. Take with you the promise that we bloom best when we bloom together. Amen, Ashe, blessed be. The service has ended.